Alright, let's get this started. So I didn't do a video for the first one because I thought it was simple, but the second one I'll do just to make sure that you guys are okay. So the first question is volume. A rectangular prism is, let's see, we're going to write this. Yeah, a second. Alright, I can write this right here. What is, so you definitely want to use V equals big B. Remember, big B stands for, excuse me, the area, right? So, which is also known length times width. So let's substitute what we have here. We have the volume is 165, so V is 165. The base of square is 22, and we're looking for the height of this. So one way of reading this, you can read it as 165 equals 22 times the height, which is what we have to find. And to do this, remember when we do one-step equations, you can divide both sides by 22, this by 22, and this by 22. Our 22's become 1, and we find the height. And 165 divided by 22 is, I have no idea, 165 divided by 22 equals 7.5. So the height of this is 7.5 inches. That's question 1. Okay, question 2. Name the 3D shape that each net can make. Ooh, so this one is different. So this one is going to be, pretend it's the shape was peeled. So if you were to close this and bring this up and fold it in, this would become a square pyramid. This one would be a cone. This one, they're all squares, right? So it's going to be a cube. And this one would not be a pyramid, but will definitely be a, this has five sides, so pentagonal prism. Okay, that folds up nicely and becomes a pentagonal prism. 3. What is the distance from -4, 2, and 9, 2? Now, they're nice here that they give you actually this quadrant. So -4 and 2 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 up. So let's call this L. The other one is J, is 9 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what do you notice here from -4 and 2? So if you remember how to do this to find the distance. And the other one is 9 and 2. Right? So are they in the same quadrant? No, they're not in the same quadrant. So if they're not in the same quadrant, we're going to add, right? So what's the same? This is the same. This is the same. So we're going to find the absolute value of -4 over here, which is 4. And that means that the letter point L is 4 units away from the y-axis, which is here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here, we're going to take, let me write the same. So we're not going to take the values that are the same. So we're going to take the values that are different. So we're going to take 9. And the absolute value of 9 is 9, which means J is 9 units away from the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 9 units away. So 4 plus 9 equals 13. Okay, so to get from L to J, you would take 13 units. It would be a total of 13 units. Okay, you can always go back and just draw that, but I think it's easier because sometimes, who knows, if they're going to give you this, it might not even exist. Okay, so it could be completely empty. All right. Uh-oh, I think I messed things up. That's okay. A box is fine. We want total surface area. Ooh, okay. So let's create the box. Okay, so here's a box. Okay, rectangular prism. And we know that's the width is 5.5, or I'm just going to write 5.5. Inches long, it's 3 3/4, which is 3.75, and the height, okay, and the height of this is 6.5 or 6.5. That's your height. So I'm going to focus on the top. Okay, so I'm going to draw the top rectangle of that box, and that top rectangle is made up of 3.75, right? So let me highlight this. So I'm focusing on that. So it's 375 going this way, and the side here is 5.5. So there's going to be 2. So the length, the area of this is 5.5 times 3.75 if you're using decimals. And 5.5 times 3.75 equals 20. The area of that's 20.625. And you know there's another one, right? The one at the bottom. Times 3.75 equals 20.625. Change colors. Let's focus on, I guess I can change colors and focus on this right here, on the side here, that box on the side. So let me pull that out. And the box on the side, okay, this length here, the width is 5.5 and the height is 6.5. So it's going to be 5.5 times 6.5, and 5.5 times 6.5 equals 37.75, 35.75. And I know there's another one, so it's also going to be 35.75, right? So there's one on the left side and there's one on the right side. And finally, we're going to do the face here. The face is this, the front part over here. So the front part, okay, the front of the box, if you look at it, front, the green part is 3.75 going this way, and the height of this is 6.5. So it's going to be 3.75 times 6.5 times 6.5, and I'm going to get 3.75, oops, 3.75 times 6.5, 3.75 times 6.5, that's going to give us 24.375, 2 times, right, because there's a front and back. And now I have the area of each of the faces, so all I got to do is add them up. So let's add them. So I'm going to add it over here, so 20.625, and you'll probably get a calculator, not too sure yet. 20.625, 20.625 2 times, we have a 24.375, a 24.375, and notice that my decimal is sort of one under the other one, and then a 35.75 and a 35.75. Just make sure your decimals are lined up. Okay, so I'm going to add all these values. So 20.625 plus 20.625 plus 24.375 plus 24.375 plus 35.75 plus 35.75. That's going to give us 161.5. And what's our measurement here? Inches squared. Okay. What is the surface area of the square pyramid? Well, okay, so a pyramid is made of a box at the bottom, right? So if you want to again highlight this box right here, and the area of the box is that's easy because if the box everything is 6, so 6 times 6, gonna give it 36 centimeters squared. And now we have 4 triangles. Okay, 4 triangles. So let's do the triangle. We got triangle. Base times height. The base is this, right, which is 6. The height is this line here. This 12. I think you can see it. It's 12. This base times height divided by 2. 6 times 2 is 72, divided by 2 is 36 centimeters squared. So that is going to be, and we have 4 triangles, so I'm going to repeat that process 4 times. So we got the second triangle, it's 36 centimeters squared. My third triangle, it's also 36 centimeters squared. And my fourth triangle is going to be 36 centimeters squared. Remember, the composition of this is 4 triangles and a square at the bottom. So this one's easy. It's 36 plus 36 5 times, or just times 5. And our total surface area. And the surface area of this is the sum of all those. And that's going to give us 180 centimeters squared. In his living room, Rashad has a window shaped like a rectangle. So let's draw it out. It's 6.2 feet tall, 4.6 feet wide. Okay. The area of the window, this is the living room, so I'm going to write living room over here. Living room. And there's the area of the window in Rashad's bedroom, so there's a bedroom window, so I'm going to write bedroom over here. It's a little bit smaller, 3 times smaller. What is the area of the bedroom window? Well, let's find the area of this guy first, of the living room, the bigger window. The area is going to be 4.6 times 7.2. 4.6 times 7.2. It's going to give us 33.12. And the area of the bedroom window here is 3 times smaller, so the area is going to be 33.12 divided by 3. That's going to give us 11. So the area of this window is 11.04. What's the unit? Feet squared. Okay, it's a big window. Which figure has 3 rectangles as faces? Well, 3 rectangles. Okay, rectangular pyramid. Well, rectangular pyramid has pyramid, the rectangle at the bottom, and triangles, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3. I'm making a net, by the way, so if you fold this, it becomes a pyramid. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4 pyramids. Sorry, 4 triangles and 1 rectangle, so that's got out. A cylinder, definitely gone out. Triangular prism. Does a triangular prism have 3 rectangles? Well, a triangular prism is something like this. Think of a tent. Does it have 3 rectangles? Well, it's made of 2 triangles here, one in the front, one in the back, and 3 rectangles. So that's definitely it. It has 3 rectangles. Not a pyramid, because a pyramid would be this one right here. Okay, and this rectangular pyramid. Sorry, this would be the rectangular pyramid. Triangular pyramid would be a triangle at the bottom. There's a triangle on 3 faces here. So definitely not here, because we're looking for rectangles, and the only one that has a rectangle is this one. Find the possible dimensions of a rectangular prism that has a volume of 180. Well, so V equals length times width times height. The volume equals 180. So which of these 3 might have the volume of 180, meaning if I multiplied all 3, it would give me 180. So let's look at the first one. 8 times 20 times 1 would be 160 times 1. This is the volume is 160. 45 times 2 is 90. Times 1 is 90, so the volume is 90. 90 times 1 is just 90. 60 times 3 is 180. Times 1 is 180. But the only one that has a volume of 180 is letter D. Number 9, triangle has a height so let me draw the triangle. This height is 5.4. And the area of this triangle is 22.14. So the area is 22.14. So we're missing for the base. The base is our question mark. So area equals base times height divided by 2. The area is 22.14. Our base is our mystery number. The height is what? 5.4 divided by 2. So in this case, what can we do here? Well, let's leave this as 22.14. equals B. I can divide 5.4 divided by 2. 5.4 divided by 2. It's going to give us 2.7 times 2.7. Now it becomes a little simpler, right? So I'm looking for a number that multiplied by B would looking for a number that multiplied by 2.7 will give us 22.4. What can we do here? Remember your equations. We can divide this by 2.7. We can divide this by 2.7, right? These two become 1. And our base is going to be 22.14 divided by 2.7, which is going to give us 8.2. 8.2 centimeters in this case. So our base is 8.2 centimeters. Let's move on. We have question 10. We want the perimeter and the area. Okay, that's not that bad. So let's do the perimeter. I do perimeter like this. So the perimeter is just the distance around. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 5. 1, 2, 3. 5. This is 3. This is also 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's an 8. That's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's definitely a 4. That's a 1 over here. That's a 2 on the side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's a 5. So to find the perimeter, I would have to add all these, the edges here, right? So I'm going to start with this. 5 and 5 and 3 and 3 and 8 and 2 and 1 and 4. And there's a 1 and a 2. So I would add this. 10, 13, 16, 24, 25, 26, 27, 31, 32, 33, 34. So the perimeter of this shape would be 34 units, because it doesn't tell us if it's centimeters or whatever. So it's 34 units. So that's my perimeter. Now to find the area, I'll break this up into parts. Let's see what would be the easiest. Alright, I think the easiest would be this. So I'm going to highlight. I'm going to create 3 rectangles. Let me change colors. I'll call this triangle. One rectangle, sorry. Now cut this, make another rectangle here at the bottom. And I'll create this rectangle on top. So we got rectangle. Now put A, rectangle B, and rectangle C. So the combined area would be the sum of all these areas. So let's try rectangle A. So rectangle A is a rectangle that looks like this, right? So what's this over here? That's a 1. And going up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that the area would be 1 times 4, or 4 units squared. Second rectangle, let's look. Rectangle B would be this one. So rectangle B, area of rectangle B, and area of B, it's a rectangle that looks sort of like this. Right? Let's write the units. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here to here is 5, and going up is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5 by 5. It's a square, and the area of that is 25, or 5 times 5. Let me write that down. 5 times 5, which is 25 units square. And the area of C, area of rectangle C, it's a rectangle that's a little longer here, this way. Okay, and I know that it says it's 8 going this way, and going up is 1, 2, 3. So the area of that is 8 times 3, which is 24 units squared. So the combined area of all these 3 rectangles will give me the total area for this irregular shape. So the combined area will be area of A, which is 4, area of B, which is 25, and area of C, which is 24. Add them up, and I get, I have no idea, 8 plus 5 is 13, 53 units squared. Okay, worst case scenario, if you really don't want to, if you're not too comfortable with this, to do it, find the area and break it up into 3 rectangles, you can count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. There we go. We got 53 square units inside this figure. Okay, so you got options, but either way, you got a show work. Okay. Use the diagram below to answer question 13. We'll draw the net of this figure and find the surface area and find the volume. Let's do the easy one, which is the volume. So I'm going to start with 13, okay, and then come back into surface area. So to find the volume, and I'll do it over here, big B times height. The volume of the big B would be this, right? Bottom shape, right? So the area of the rectangle at the bottom, which is, so the length is 3.5. I'm going to change it again to decimals, 3.5, put in parentheses, times 2.5, and then we'll multiply this by the height, which is 1.5, or 1.5. So 3.5 times 2.5 equals 8.75. And then we're going to go up 1.5. And 8.75 times 1.5 is going to give us 13.125 feet squared. That's the volume of our shape. Okay. Now, the other part they're asking us to find the surface area. So let's see if I can drag this down. And to find the surface area, we're going to find the sum of all the sides, all the faces, I'm sorry. And it's up to you which one you want to start with. So I'm going to start with this right here. So the area of that one, that rectangle, I mean, the two measurements that are relevant here is 3.5 and 1.5. So it's 3.5 times 1.5. 3.5 times 1.5, and that's going to give us 5.25, which is 5.25 feet squared. And there's another one in the back, so it's going to be 3.5 times 1.5, and we're going to get 5.25 feet squared. So there, we did the area of this, and if you need to see it, I'm just going to highlight it, and this guy in the back. Okay, and they're represented by that. Let's take a different color, purple, and let's do this one, this side here. Okay, there's one on this side, and there's one on that side. So I'm going to take the area, and the two numbers that are relevant to us for this is 2.5 going this way, and we're going to use the height. So it's going to be 2.5 times 1.5. That's going to give us 3.75. Repeat that, 2.5 times 1.5, and again it's going to give us 3.75 feet squared. Okay, and lastly, which we're going to do the area, and maybe can I do green? Hopefully I can do green. The top and the bottom, right? The bottom. So on the top and the bottom. So let me take green. So the area on the top, and again, oops, did I use green 2 times? No, yeah. So I'm focusing on this, the top, and I'm focusing on this, the bottom face, the top face and the bottom face. So the area, the two numbers that are relevant to us. We're not going to use the height, so definitely we're going to use this, which is 3.5. And this right here, which is 2.5. And 3.5 times 2.5 give us 8.75. And we're going to do it again. 3.5 times 2.5, and it's going to give us 8.75. Okay. Now, if you look at the numbers here, I multiply 3.5 and 1.5 here. 2.5 is 1.5, and 3.5 is 2.5. Nothing is repeated, so it's each number by the other number. Okay, there's 3 possible combinations here. Okay, so the total surface area, the surface area of this is going to be 8.75 plus 8.75 plus 3.75, 3.75, 5.25, and 5.25. 8.75 plus 8.75 plus 3.75 plus 3.75 plus that, and we're gonna get as a total surface area 35.5 feet squared. So the sum of all the faces, the area of all the faces, will give us 35.5 feet squared. Okay, and I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So it should be a very simple test.